Madam Speaker. Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the officers of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your good and favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in soldiers and faithfulness, a manner to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Honorable members, in line with our standing order 32-2, I'm going to order Sergeant at Arms to read Morambe for 5 minutes. Acting Majority Leader, Honorable James Somolo, could you please confirm if you have a quorum in the House?
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have quorum. We can proceed. Thank you.
Mr. Clerk, could you please take us through the order of the day?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker and honorable members. Order number 116 of Thursday, 12 October 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of court.
Next.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Honorable members, the County Assembly is in receipt of a petition by retirees of the defunct Ahero Nyando local authorities regarding the verification of pending claims of retirees of defunct local authorities, and it reads as follows. The petition is addressed to the clerk, Kisumu County Assembly, PO Box 36, Kisumu. It reads, Dear Sir, complaint to the office of the clerk and County Assembly regarding the verification of pending claims of retirees of defunct local authorities. We write on behalf of the retirees of the defunct Ahero and Nyando local authorities. We are aware that the County Assembly did a report to the County Executive as a result of a petition by the retirees of the defunct Kisumu Municipal Council. The report and the petitioner did not capture the retirees from the other local authorities, which include Nyando, Ahero, Moroni County Councils. We therefore write to seek the indulgence and the authority of the Assembly to be added to the list of those who should be considered for payment as per the Town Council of Ahero handing over and taking over report to the County Government of Kisumu dated 18th September 2013. We ask the Assembly consider forwarding our names as per this report for the County Executive to process our payments. Attached, find a copy of the handing over and taking over report by Town Council of Ahero to the County Government of Kisumu dated 18 September 2023 and list of County Council of Nyando staff salary arrears from 1999 to 2008. Thank you for your support and consideration to this matter. Happy. Honorable members, in line with our standing order, I'll read standing order 216, and it goes, the Speaker may allow comments, observations, or clarification in relation to a petition presented or reported, and such total time shall not exceed 30 minutes. Honorable members, you are allowed to comment any observation concerning the petition for not more than 30 minutes. Yes, Honorable Unisalam.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. According to the petition you've put across, I would request this House to consider those members who wrote the petition, since it has been long overdue, since the retirees retired, and they've been walking to these offices every now and again. I think it's in order for this House to do something so that they may be paid their dues. Some of them might die without seeing their money. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable James Omoro.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, I rise to support the petitioners. Madam Speaker, after working in the municipal or the county council then, these members ought to have gotten what was in arrears as soon as the revision started in 2013. But up to now in 2023, 10 years later, after the revision, they have not been paid. Madam Speaker, I happen to have worked in 2013 up to 17, and any arrears that remained, Madam Speaker, we were paid before 2022 elections. So I want to very loud that it's really taking too much time for these members who are working in the Ahero Town Council and Nyando County Council. If members who worked then are still alive and they are suffering, as an assembly, it would be prudent to put that matter to rest and have their monies paid as soon as possible, because it would be very unfair if this House just keep watching. We are the watchdog of the county government of Kisumu. So whatever decision we make as a county should really be to the best interest of the populace of this county. And I believe most of the workers there are members of this county. And it is not a favor, it is their right, we have to give them. And I support that this matter should be given to a very able committee of labor, so that they scrutiny everything and give it to the executive to take action on. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Bill Koburawon.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also rise to support the petition because, Madam Speaker, I've been with these people, and it's so sad. Until now, some of them from 1999. It is so sad. You've worked and you are not paid. Madam Speaker, before coming to the Assembly today, I was with one of them, and these people are leading a frustrated life because they worked and they have not been paid. They wanted to do things with the money, but they have been having a lot of meetings here in town. So, Madam Speaker, I want to urge this Honorable House, let us support the payments of these people so that they get what is due to them. I also want to urge the committee that will be given this task to at least to go fast, because this is something that we need not to wait. It is something that we can all see. It is something that has stayed for too long. And as an assembly, being that we are honorable members and we represent our people, I believe we should take the shortest time possible to support this issue. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Wera,
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I also want to add my voice onto the petition. Madam Speaker, these are the great people of the great county who have rendered their service to the county. They have done their work to their level best. And Madam Speaker, it is now the right time for us to step in as an oversight authority to ensure that their claims are processed and their payment are made as soon as possible. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Oiko Pete, Kabonyo Kanyagwa.
kind of petition was there in the Second Assembly, it was deliberated, but I don't know where the outcome is. Whether they were paid or not paid, Madam Speaker, we need to find out. Because that kind of petition was handled by the Labour Committee during the Second Assembly. And the records were jumbled up, Madam Speaker. The executive was dragging its feet. There was no clear indication that the executive was concerned about the welfare of our people who serve under the municipalities. First, we need to go down to find out what happened to that petition. Have they been paid? Or it was thrown away by the executive? Then, as more petitions come up, we need to take the executive to task to give us the record that they inherited from the local authority. If there were such cases, who were to be paid? What kind of record did they get? How many people were paid? How many did not get their payment? And what were the reasons for not getting their payment? Because there was a government at that time. And these workers were also there at that time. And with the time of transition, they were aware that they ought to have been paid their terminal benefits. Or they forgot to ask for their benefits. It's now that they are realizing that they ought to have asked for it. Or are they giving us the picture that the then government was hostile to them? But the most important matter, Madam Speaker, we need to ask the executive to give us a record relating to this matter. When the county government started, how did they handle the workers under the municipality, under the county council, who had retired, who retired by that time, and who were not paid their benefits? Then we shall be handling a matter we understand. And because I remember at that time when we were handling that petition, the petition at that time, some officials from the executive came to this house. And they were in darkness. They were not aware. They were also asking us where we had got the records from. Because we find those members were doing calculation themselves of what was supposed to be paid to them. When a member, a former staff, calculates his benefits to be paid to him, and the office itself does not have that record, that is the scenario where we are. So, Madam Speaker, let the matter be committed to the relevant committee, and what I suggest, the consultation after this that I will do to the office of the clerks at the desk is to advise us appropriately how we should handle this matter with the executive. So that we don't just get petitions from every corner. Let the executive be aware that there is complaint from the ground. Let them go to their own records and give us what they inherited from the local authority. With those few remarks, Madam Speaker, it is a matter that we should now face head on. And I hope the clerk has understood that, and from after the session, just take up the matter. And you advise me accordingly. The matter should come up so that the executive should know that we have developed interest, we want to know what happened. Thank you.
Honorable members, our time is up. We only had 30 minutes to deliberate on the report, on the petition, and therefore, having read and deliberated upon, and as per orders number 272, of our standing orders, I want to commit this petition to Labour and Social Welfare Services Committee for consideration. The committee has 6 days to consider this petition and make reports as appropriate. Honorable members, I want to inform you that we have 2 petitions. Another one is from Nyalenda A and B Neighborhood Planning Association. It is addressed to Kisumu County Assembly, PO Box 86, Kisumu. It reads, petition to Kisumu County Assembly, Committee of Water, Environment and Natural Resources on intended increase of water tariffs with disregard of Public Participation Act, MDG 6, and also of matter of persons standing into cartels. I read, we, the undersigned, are bona fide residents of Nyalenda A and B wards in Kisumu County with rights of access to clean, safe, and reliable water within the ward. Recognizing the national values and principles of good governance, the Water Act of 2002 and Millennium Development Goal number 6. Exercising our right to petition authorities under Article 37, Section 15 and County Government Act 2012, Section 88. Considering the authority vested on the County Assembly under the Constitution 2010, do herein draw your attention to the following issues raised by water consumers, vendors, kiosk owners, and domestic users. Tariffs. We need clarity on the tariffs as follows. A. Domestic users, commercial, kiosk, communion. 1. Tariffs. Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company, that is Kiwasco, is a non-profit making organization whose mandate is to serve the community. Is that their objective? And why do they involve a third party, master operators? Which law supports that? What Act of 2002 recognized only Kiwasco to manage the water on behalf of country government of today, formerly Municipal Council? Part 2 of it is talking about billing. They say 90% of residents in the informal settlements do not know how to calculate how their billing is done. How do they protect their clients from overcharging? Do they involve the clients during reading of the bills? Almost all are now charged with domestic tariff without recognition of kiosks and standbys which serve the public. Number 3 part of it, delegated management model. The idea of having master operators run by community groups was excellent, but it has now been turned into individual enterprises for profit making, hence exploitation of community members through wrong billing. Example, a kiosk being billed as domestic Kenya shillings 75 per unit instead of Kenya shillings 35 shillings. Mass operators are applying selection in awarding, making water very expensive, leading to loss of water. We therefore request that the County Assembly, through the Speaker and the relevant committees, to, number 1, discuss and define the aspect mentioned in the petition for summoning Kiwasco to explain the criteria for identification of water kiosks and commercial taps and their set tariffs, especially for low-income areas. 2 part of it, investigate the alleged flaws in billing by master operators and address them. Number 3, engage directly with water vendors, kiosk operators to bridge the gap in information and communication that is left over by master operators. Number 4, remind Kiwasco that it is the mandate of Kiwasco through the Water Act of 2002 for provision of clean, affordable, and quality water. We therefore pray that our concerns and issues raised herein be addressed within the next 14 days to give clarity before billing is done. Nyalenda Neighborhood Planning Association. Honorable members, I'll give you 30 minutes to give your comments or observations concerning the petition. Yes, Honorable Wele, Nyalenda B.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to make a comment on the petition that was brought by both Nel and the AMP. Madam Speaker, it is indeed true that the master operators that have been given the mandate by the Kiwasco to run water services within the slum of Nyanenda A and B are accepting money from the clients, from the people, the residents. Madam Speaker, something has to be done, and it has to be done so quickly, so that we have a control over them. They are given a mandate to make a small profit, but not to extort and get a lot of money from our people. Madam Speaker, I think this House should put a lot of emphasis on Kiwasco so that they can come with modalities on how charges that are levied on water is done, and they have uniform way of checking or even reading those meters so that our people cannot be overcharged. Currently, Madam Speaker, our people are currently overcharged, and using water has become so expensive. They are driving out people from using Kiwasco water to going back to streams, which is very dangerous, Madam Speaker. I therefore also support that something must be done, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Benny Koikopete, Kabonyo Kunyagwa.
Madam Speaker, the petition has come at the right time, when the audited account of Kiwasco is also before this House. Let us look at the petition and reflect on what the audit report will tell us. You will find that the complaint of the public is getting. And I would also like to alert the members, it is not only Kiwasco where members of the public are complaining against. It is a national complaint in all the countries against the water bodies that have been mandated to run water in the counties. And the Council of Governors has raised their voice on this. There are two water bodies in Kenya that regulate the water bodies at the county. Water Resources Authority and the other one was them. They do come up with their tariffs, which has made the cost of water exorbitant for the common man. And when you come to the audited account, you are being told they are non-profit making organizations. And the levy the members of the public are paying is heavy for them. And those other small bodies they have created in the estates, in the communities to manage water. You heard from the petition that the rate has been increased from 35 shillings to 75. 40 shillings increase. This shows that something must be done to help the members of the public, Madam Speaker. Water is life. And when water has become too expensive for the common man, that means our life is in danger. Because there is no moment that we shall do without water. And this is not a time we shall encourage our people to go for surface water. When we Kiwasco was established, and Kiwasco has been funded by with a lot of donor funds to supply water to the common man. That petition should be looked into keenly, and when the report of Kiwasco comes before us, like this one of audited account, let us examine it and see, are they making profit? Is it just a mere profit as a cover, like window dressing, that they are doing business? And a lot, I know, will come out in this audited account. But I pray, and the assemblies, when such matters come, should make their pronouncement so that the Council of Governors should take action that the common man is crying. Let the assembly pronounce itself on that petition so that the Council of Governors, that is the office of the governors, can make a decision that the common man is crying on the ground. The cost of what has become exorbitant. Madam Speaker, these are the matters we will take lightly. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable James Moore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to echo my comments on this. Madam Speaker, every year, the regulators of this country, in terms of water, do gazette the tariffs for all the cities, and I think Kiwasco is one of them. Every year they have to give us, they have to give Kiwasco the tariff they should use in anywhere they operate, the rural setup and the city and the slums. So if there is, in any case, that those whom they call the master operators, if they breach that act, then they should really be liable, because I don't believe they can do that. No biller should really come up with their own billing system or tariffs. This comes from the regulator, and it is like that. Just like electricity is regulated by the regulator, so is the water for all the water companies. Madam Speaker, the essence of having Kiwasco is to give people affordable and clean water to every populace of this city. And it's not, it's a right by the citizens of this city to have clean, affordable water. So if there is infringement of that right, then those people involved should be taken to task. I'm wondering now if the master operators, the one they call master operators, I wonder so loud that if they are using any tariff other than what is given to them by the regulator, they belong to jail. It is not allowed in this country. It's not allowed because that's why we have the regulations, and the regulator has to do its work every year, every time. Madam Speaker, 75 per unit cubic meter is really high. I think that is a cry for every water body in this country. It's not only Kiwasco. You go to Nawasco in Nakuru, even in Nairobi, everyone is crying because the regulator seemingly don't consider so many factors. And I think our Council of Governors should really intervene in this. The rates then in 2013 or whatever thereabout was so low. But it has really gone so up, and I think that's why the cries are there. So that's a national phenomenon, and we are only begging the national setup like the Council of Governors to intervene with the regulator to take it down. Madam Speaker, you know Kiwasco gets funding from grants. They are not doing work which they should accrue profit and even get whatever the investment they have put. In essence, they are not there for profit making. And we need to know what is going on. If people are feeling the pinch, then it seems someone is making profit somewhere. Why the rates are becoming so unaffordable. So we should know, because this is a public company owned by the county 100%. It's not owned by anybody. It is a public utility. It's not private in any way. There is no profit it should be making. it should make water affordable at all points, with master operators or no master operator. They should really give the people of Kisumu clean, affordable water at all times. So if there is, in any way, there is pollution somewhere, I think the committee in charge, the relevant committee of water, should really just come to the authority and make sure that they get to the bottom of it. Because the cries is too much. The cries for the people of Nyalenga and Nyapasaria, it is too much. I happen to have overheard what is going on. Another thing, Madam Speaker, the criteria on which they select these master operators need to be scrutinized also. Because maybe it is a conduit in which they mint money from the public. So the bidding should be fair, so that it is fair for everybody, not just a few individuals or cartels who are now making profit from our water. I think I beg to stop there. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Lady Speaker. I think it is very important to note that when there is a smoke, there must be some fire. We can't dismiss this petition until it is handled accordingly. We know very clearly there is a regulator who is regulating what actually the Kiwasco is doing. And the Kiwasco is an entity being financed by the county government and wholly owned by the county government of Kisumu. This entity is given the opportunity to serve the people without making any profit. And now you find some people, they are putting some people there to collect money on their behalf for master suppliers, we master work. It is very clear that we must help our people. And by representing these people, this is why we have this house. We must get into these matters clearly and exhaustively, so that by the time we are getting back to the people, everything is back to normal. There is a lot of drive. Although it was not part of the, actually it is not part of the audited queries. But,
understanding the facts.
Yes, Honorable Kevin, follow.
Madam Speaker, I would really wish the chair of the Committee of People and Heart to at least come out clear on the issue that Kiwasco is fully funded by the county government. It does say that you are doing water bill, and Kiwasco is like, you can read it like a parastatal, and it has various sources of where it gets funded. So if you say that it's fully funded by the county government, then it meets logic. Madam Speaker, I want him to expound. Then on the other issue, master operator, Madam Speaker, I've tried to know groups that operate, like masters operate, and now Kiwasco are using them, so that at least they solve the issue of water and also on the issue of maintenance. So the two are critical information, and this house needs to be informed well, so that any member contributing should understand and limit their knowledge that Kiwasco is not fully funded by the county government, but they should understand how Kiwasco operates.
Proceed, Honorable Kenoko.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. If we don't get into these issues with an open mind, we are going to lose a lot. Because being a member of Take Back Up knows some of the issues. We know very clearly that according to Water Act, all bodies like Kiwasco should be owned fully by the county government soon. And that is why we are doing the audit and start auditing to these bodies, because we give the money, just like the city. We do the auditing and all those things. So it is very important that even if they have never complied with the requirement of the law, they should do that immediately. Remember, there was a time when you were in Nairobi with the Senate. It was very clear that they are answerable to the state. And when they are answerable to the state, it means that they are being funded fully. And if there is any money being given, that's like the country government is given some money from the World Bank, they should account for that money. So that is the requirement of law. We should come up very clear and nail these people. We should also involve a regulator so that when they want to change probably the committee, the regulators should stand up and explain what all these master operators are meant within the structure of the distribution of water. So I support this. We should come up very clear and we sit on this and come up with a solution. Thank you.
Honorable members, we had only 30 minutes and I think our time is up. Be brief. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was lucky to have been present during the public participation of the water bill, the last public participation that we had. And in fact, I was lucky that day that whoever was conducting the event of the public participation is one of our class seated next to you. And at least when I reacted, one of the areas they were talking about was the tariffs. And that's why when I talk about Kiwasco and operation, I understood it well because the bill was clearly trying to talk about how Kiwasco operates. Madam Speaker, the issue of master operator, I think, if possible, will direct the Committee of Water to follow up. But after interacting and knowing a little bit about master operator and how Kiwasco were operating, many organizations today are trying to reduce the operation cost by reducing the number of workers. And for that reason, they tend to partner with the community, so that with the assessors of the community, they can gain or get access to water, and the community can also be assisting them by doing their other duties. A master operator in this case, Madam Speaker, is one person, maybe a group of women or even any group, self-help group, that can take the initiative by depositing a certain amount of money. Then they are the one doing the follow-up in terms of the collection of money. They are the one doing the follow-up in terms of giving meter reading, that actually doing the operation cost, and they are getting something small on top. This, to some extent, is very effective because with water, you cannot apply a prepaid meter with Kenya Power. Now, the question about the tariff is not directly connected to master operator, but the question about tariff should not be assumed that these are a standard regulator doing the same. I believe water in Nairobi and Kisumu, most likely they are not the same. Reason, the way you can make water and distribute water in Kisumu County is totally different from the one in Nairobi. If you look at the bill, which I know will come later, you'll realize that Kisumu have realized that Kiwasco is doing well, and the county is now trying to introduce what we call Kisumu Rural Water, something KRWASCO, because they have seen the good work being done by Kiwasco, though they are not perfect. So what I want to say, and from the bill you will understand that the county government is only doing the piping if there is project connecting county and Kiwasco. But Kiwasco are the owners of the water. It's like Pendant and Kenya Power. So if there is such a petition in this house, Madam Speaker, I will tend to drive your attention that the best thing we do is to find out from the concerned bodies. Because Kiwasco in one way or another are under Department of Water. There are other duties that are supposed to be reporting to that department. They should come and share to this house so that we know how they end up reaching to that level of setting tariff. You realize that the bill we are talking about was even proposing an extra charge so that the tariff can increase. So this petition is so timely, and I think as a chair, just give direction so that the department, the Committee of Water can do something very fast, and by the time we'll be having water bill and they connect the two, we'll take to understand where and how we should approach this issue, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam.
Honorable I'll refer to order number 217-2 of our standing orders, and therefore I'll commit this petition to Water, Environment, Natural Resources, and Climate Change Committee. The committee has 6 days to consider this petition and make reports as appropriate. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable members, it is statement hour. Yes, Honorable Mildred Ajungo, Central Assembly.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to make a statement on standing order number 41, 2B, requesting the chairperson of the Committee on Roads, Transport and Public Works on the matter of machine-based program. Madam Speaker, I wish to inform this whole House that currently the Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works operates on machine-based program to manage its roads and infrastructures to maintain its functions. While the machine-based program has had its own weaknesses and strengths, there is no outlined program of operations for the department in regards to the machine-based program, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I therefore wish to seek a statement from the chairperson of Committee on Roads, Transport and Public Works to provide a response on the following matters. Matter number 1, whether there is an operational work plan for the machine-based program detailing the manner of operations of the machines in terms of sub-counties and wards. Item 2, the procedure for requesting and or applying for utilization of the machines within the wards, particularly to mitigate disasters. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mildred Ajungo. Honorable members, I confirm a receipt of the statements by Honorable Mildred Ajungo, MCA Central 7 Ward. And I want to commit this statement to Committee on Roads, Transport and Public Works to provide a response within 14 calendar days and bring back the feedback. And before that, I can see Honorable Lakwach, who is the chair for roads, is on his feet. Maybe you have something to tell us. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to respond to the statement that has just been issued by my good friend, Honorable Mildred Ajungo, the MCA for Central Cell. We are all aware that machine-based program under the Department of Infrastructure, Energy and Public Works was introduced to supplement our normal CRF programs, which are being carried out on every financial years. And I have to report, or I have to state in a statement of fact that there are some work that have been done in some wards. There are works which are in progress in some of the wards. And I think there are wards whereby work is yet to begin, like Central Seme Ward and even West Ward in Nyakach. Answering specifically question number 1, in that statement, there is a program, and the program is with the sub-county engineers. There are roads that were identified within the wards, and the list is with the sub-county engineer. Each and every sub-county has got sub-county roads engineers. So the program is there, and I think the members can liaise with the sub-county engineers. And as well, I can as well.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Ben, you're incompetent.
Madam Speaker, it is belittling the House when a statement is raised by an honorable member, then a chairman stands up and refers members to the sub-county engineer. That is unethical. You go find the records, you come table here. We don't rely on hearsay. Once a statement has been raised on the floor of the House, Madam Speaker, and if a chairman does not have the answers at hand, which I know they don't have, you go to the department, then you bring something that is authentic. Madam Speaker, I wish you could advise the chair to go bring the report from the department.
Honorable Speaker, I think I was still on my feet and I was interrupted. It is only that our members do not want to wait because they are not patient. I said the records are even with the sub-county engineers. So those who can get them from there can get them from there. And then my next statement was going to be that I can also go from the department and get the consolidated work plan from all the sub-county engineers' roads and bring to this assembly. It is only that I could not be allowed to finish my statement, and we should learn to be patient sometimes. At the same time, response to question number 2, the machine-based was not introduced to mitigate disasters. It was introduced for the maintenance of our roads and opening up of our virgin roads that are in the maps. So I think for the purposes of disasters, that one is left for the special programs and the disaster directorate. Otherwise, for the work plans, I will get it within 2 weeks, not more than that, not longer than that, so that members can access them from the assembly. But they are with the sub-county engineers as well. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I think I had made the ruling on this statement, so we are going to proceed. Honorable Chair Rhodes, you bring the report to this Honorable House within 14 calendar days. Thank you. Next order.
Commencement of business, order number 8. It is a motion, adoption of the report by paper committee on collection of the Auditor General and reports on the financial statements of the KIWASCO for the year ended 30th June 2022 by Honorable Kennedy Oku. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable Kennedy Oku, Chair, you can pass.
Thank you, Lady Speaker. On behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee in Big Park, and pursuant to the Kisumu County Assembly Standing Orders 188, I wish to present to this House the report of the committee on the audited financial statement of Kisumu County Water and Sanitation Company Limited, financial year 2021-2022. The County Assembly exercises oversight over county government entities and investments, and their expenditure pursuant to Article 185.3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 through the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, which in turn drives the mandate of the County Assembly Standing Orders. It is instructive that Article 29.8 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 requires the County Assembly within 3 months after receiving an audit report to debate, consider the report and take appropriate action. The committee held 3 sittings during which it received both written and oral evidence from the accounting officer on audit queries raised by the Auditor General on the financial statement of Wasco financial year 2021-2022. Honorable Speaker, I wish to register my appreciation to fellow honorable members of the committee, the office of the Speaker, and the clerk of the Assembly, committees and secretariat, and the office of the Auditor General of the facilitation and technical support that made the production of this report possible. I also thank the management of Wasco for honoring committee invitations and timely submissions of responses. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, I now wish to table the report on the consideration of Auditor General report on the financial statement of Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30 June 2022, and I, this honorable House, to adopt it. Honorable Speaker, the Public Accounts and Investment Committee is established under Standing Order number 188 of the Kisumu County Assembly Standing Orders and is mandated to undertake the following functions. 1. Examination of accounts showing the appropriation of sum voted by County Assembly to meet the public expenditure of such other account laid before the House as the committee may think fit. 2. Examination of the working of the public investment. 3. Examine the report and accounts of public investment and examine in the context of the economy and efficiency of the public investment whether the affairs of the public investment are being managed in accordance with the sound financial or business principles and prudent commercial practice. Conclusion of the Public Accounts Committee, Investment Committee. The following members, the committee is as currently constituted, comprises of the following honorable members. Chair, you can see the chairs on Pedro Hugo, Sister Geoffrey Warinu, on Seto Kumu, on Nancy Makara, on Ruben Rakwet, on James Uhere, on James Omolo. We had the Secretariat, Mr. Austin Uchiem, Mr. Christine Muguta, Wifrey Ogada, Oade, Patrick Okoyo, Yenago Odero, and Mrs. Faith Judy. Legal framework and guiding principles. Legal framework. Honorable Speaker, the committee was guided by the following legal instruments. Constitution of Kenya 2010, Article 229(4) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 requires the Auditor General within the period of 6 months after the end of each financial year to audit and report in respect of the financial year on, Roman 1, the account of the national and county government. 2, which is also very important here now, the accounts of all funds and authorities of national and county government. 3, accounts of all courts. 4, the accounts of every commission and independent officers established by this constitution. 5, the accounts of National Assembly, the Senate, and the county assemblies. 6, the accounts of political parties funded from the public fund. 7, the public debt. 8, the accounts of any other entity that legislation requires the Auditor General to audit. Article 229(8) further states that within 3 months after receiving an audit report, Parliament or County Assembly shall debate and consider the report and take appropriate action. 2, Article 226(5) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that if the holder of the public office, including a political office, directs or approves the use of public funds contrary to the law or instructions, the person is liable to any laws arising from the use and shall make good the laws, whether the person remains the holder of the office or not. 3, Public Audit Act 2015, Section 7 of the Public Audit Act 2015 mandates the Auditor General, 1, to give assurance on the effectiveness of internal control, risk management, and overall governance at national and county government. to undertake audit activities in state organs and public entities to confirm whether all public money has been applied lawfully and in an effective way. 4. Public Finance Act 2012, Section 149(1) of the Public Finance Management Act 2020 states that an accounting officer is accountable to them, is accountable to the county government for ensuring that the resources of the entity for which the officer is designated are used in a way that is 1. Lawful and authorized, 2. Effective, efficient, economical, and transparent. Guiding principles. Honorable Speaker, in the execution of the mandate, the committee was guided by core constitutional and statutory principles on public finance management. These principles include the following: 1. Constitutional principles on public finance. Article 201 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides for fundamental principles aimed at guiding all aspects of public finance. It states that the principles are interlayered: 1. Fairness and accountability, including public participation in financial matters. 2. Public money shall be used in a prudent and responsible way. 3. Financial management shall be responsible and fiscal reporting shall be clear. 2. Obligations of the accounting officer. 1. Article 262 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which provides that the accounting officer of the national public of a national public entity is accountable to the National Assembly for its financial management, and the accounting officer of the county public entity is accountable to the county assembly for its financial management. 3. Section 2031 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 enacts that a public officer is personally liable for any loss sustained by a county government and is attributed to 1. The fraudulent or corrupt conduct or negligence of the officer. 2. The officers having done any act prohibited by Section 196, 197, and 198. Those are our guiding principles. The committee considered this legal provision as the basis for holding accounting and the public officers directly and personally liable for any loss of public fund that may occur under their watch. This is now the report of the Auditor General of the financial assessment of the Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30 June 2022. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Thomas Kulungu, the was Managing Director and the accounting officer appeared before the committee on 31st August 2023 at 11 a.m. to produce evidence of the written financial statement of Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended June 2022. The following officials accompanied him: Nicholas Museti, Head of Finance, second, Jason Chola, Head of Commercial. The following officers represented the Office of the Auditor General in the meeting of 31st August 2023. 1. Simon Ondego, Head of Audit. 2. Kennedy Ugoi, Deputy Director, Audit. 3. Margaret Morage, Principal Auditor. Basis for qualified opinion. Inaccuracy in financial statements. The statement of profit, the statement of profit or loss account and other comprehensive income reflects maintenance expenses amounting to Kenya shillings 191,902,457 as disclosed in Note 13 to the financial statement, which differs with a larger balance of 191,785,467, resulting to an unexplained and reconciled variance of 116,990. Management response. Total maintenance expenses is Kenya shillings 191,902,457, as has been correctly observed and explained in Note 13 of the amended financial statement. The figure have been supported and derived from the larger balances. Hence, there are no differences in the figure presented.
committee observations, the management had corrected the accuracy in the amended financial statement. Committee recommendations that this matter is resolved, that going forward the management must put in place appropriate measures to avoid recurrent of the same audit issues. 3, non-recognition of tax liability from operations. The statement of financial performance reflect a profit before taxation amounting to Kenya shillings 90,456,704. The company's trading is a trading entity and therefore subject to taxation. The last time the company declared income tax was the financial year 30 June 2020. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the profit for the year amounting to Kenya shillings 90,456,904 could not be confirmed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As the report is being read, there is no quorum in this house.
Honorable Speaker, I think we as members sometimes we need to be a little bit serious with our work.
Resume your seat, Honorable Rakwach. Have not given you permission. Acting Majority Leader, could you please confirm if you have quorum in the House?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we don't have a quorum. You can do the necessary. Thank you.
With the standing order, I'll request Sergeant at Arms to ring quorum bell for 8 minutes.
Is it procedural, Madam? A point of order, Madam Speaker. Yeah.
Honorable Dodo, it is not allowed at this time. Majority Leader, could you please confirm if you have quorum in the House?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yes, we have a quorum. We can proceed. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, there is no quorum in the House. Count. You can go for physical counting.
Proceed, Honorable Ouko.
Madam Speaker, there is no quorum in the House. You should go for physical counting. A third of 48 is not.
Dede. Order. Order, Honorable Dede.
We are moving. Management response. The VAT recoverable above was as a result of input VAT from February 2018 to June 2018, when water services were zero rated. This, however, changed with the Finance Act of 2018 that reviewed the status of water and sewerage services from zero rated to exempted. The company has been making effort directly and indirectly through our tax consultant to recover the VAT refunded to no avail. The Public Sector Division of Kenya Revenue Authority have been involved in the audit of the claim in the year 2020-2021. But to date, the response has been given despite assurance that the claim was genuine and recoverable. Attached are copies of claim and our correspondence with KRA on the effort made to recover the debt, including communication from our tax auditors, MS Utieno and Associates. Committee observations. The management provided evidence of communication to the Kenya Revenue Authority to initiate the recovery of amount of Kenya shillings 28,761,122 relating to tax recoverable. 2, the Kenya Revenue Authority was yet to provide any response on the same as at the time of committee deliberations. Committee recommendations that the management continue making efforts to recover the amount of Kenya shillings 28,761,122 relating to tax recoverable from the Kenya Revenue Authority. That this issue remain unresolved. Unsupported customer deposits. The statements of financial position and disclosed in note 39 of the financial statement reflect trade and other payable. Concurrent liabilities balance of Kenya shillings 168,083,250, out of which a balance of 141,422,854 was in respect of the customer deposits. However, no details analysis of who owed what amount has been provided for audit. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the customer deposit balance of Kenya shillings 141,422,854 could not be confirmed. Management response. We provide all the details and the schedules of the customer deposit totaling to Kenya shillings 141,422,854. Additions during the year totaling to Kenya shillings 19,510,958 and the refund of the customers totaling to Kenya shillings 6,229,704, resulting in a net increase of Kenya shillings 13,281,254 in the year under review, as shown in the statement of the cash flow. Larger KWSC 005A, that is in hard copy, and a list of KWSC 005B soft copy. They were provided. Committee observations. At the time of committee deliberations, the balance of Kenya shillings 141,422,854 had been supported with the details showing the amount owed to individual. Committee recommendations that this matter is resolved, that going forward, the management must ensure the supporting documents are provided as at the time of audit to avoid committing an offense of pursuant to Public Audit Act Section 62B and C. 3.16, unsupported county government contribution. The statement of financial position as disclosed in note 39 of the financial statement reflects trade, and other payables. Non-current liabilities balance of Kenya shillings 168,083,250, out of which balance of Kenya shillings 26,660,396 is in respect of the county government contribution. However, the details of what the amount relate to were not provided for audit. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the county government contribution balance of 26,660,396 could not be confirmed. Management response. The liability was as a result of indebtedness, reconciliations between Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited and the county government of Kisumu in the year 2017. The liability has been crystallizing over time, the latest being a set of reconciliation done in the year 2017 between the two entities as shown in the attached report. Additionally, we have attached the signed minutes of the indebtedness reconciliation meeting and a letter from the then county executive committee member for finance and economic planning dated 7th July 2017 confirming the liability of 26,660,396. This figure has therefore remained as a long-term liability to the company as the county government had considered capitalizing the amount. Committee observation. The management failed to provide the document to support the county government contribution to at the time of audit. 2, the document had been provided at the time the document had been provided. Let me come back again. The management failed to provide the documents to support the county government contribution during the time of audit. 2, the document had been provided as at the time of committee deliberations. Committee recommendations that the issue is resolved. 2, that going forward, the management must ensure that supporting documents are provided during the time of audit. Inaccuracies in outstanding levies due to Lake Victoria Water Works Development Agency. The statement of financial position as disclosed in Note 42 to the financial statement reflects trade and other payable. Current liabilities balance of Kenya shillings 275,032,075, which include balance of 17,100,538 payable to Lake Victoria South Water Development Agency. However, the financial statement for the agency reflects a balance of Kenya shillings 11,59,625, resulting in an unexplained variance of Kenya shillings 6,040,913. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the outstanding levies balance of Kenya shillings 17,100,538 could not be confirmed. Management response. We hereby confirm that the amount owed to Lake Victoria Water South Water Works Development Agency was 17,100,538 as shown in the attached schedule. Additionally, the agency carried out a debtors circularization and we confirmed the above amount as true balance. As a company, we may not exactly know how the agency has arrived at the figure of Kenya shillings 11,059,625, but we can categorically confirm that the amount is erroneous. Attached are the ledger and schedule for payment from the last 2 financial years with the company debtors circularization letter from the agency. Committee observations. 1, that the management insisted that they owe Lake Victoria South Water Works Development Agency 17,100,538 and note 11,059,625. That is now Lake Victoria South Works Development Agency reported in their logbooks, their books of accounts. Members, you can remember, you can see a debtor is now admitting that he owes the borrower 17 instead of 11. and the borrower is asking for 11, somebody is confirming that they have 17. It was an issue. Committee recommendations that the Kisumu management immediately pay the Lake Victoria South Water. That is now what we agreed on, that the Kisumu management immediately pay the Lake Victoria South Water Works Development Agency the amount of Kenya shillings 11, what they were asking. That is what they were asking. That is what in their book, not what Kisumu has in their book. That is reported by the Office of the Auditor General, and report on the same be submitted to the Office of the Auditor General and copied to the County Assembly. That the issue remain unresolved until then. Unaccounted for lease fee. The statement of financial position, and as disclosed in note 43 to the financial statement, reflect trade and other payable. Current liability balance of Kenya shillings 275 million 32,075, which includes a balance of Kenya shillings 21,793,650 in respect of the lease fee payable, which is running a balance from the amount reported in the previous year, less settlement of Kenya shillings 3 million during the year under review. However, lease expenditure for the current year has not been accounted for in the financial statement. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the lease fee payable balance of 21,793,650 could not be confirmed. Management response. The lease fee for the county government of Kisumu was noted to be contravening section 131(2) of the Water Act 2016, as indicated by the attached communication, KWSC 008, from the regulator. WASREB, the lease expenditure was therefore abolished as advised by the regulator following the implementation of Water Act 2016, hence not accounted for in the current year ended June 2020 and the previous year 2020-2021. What is shown in note 43 is that outstanding liability of Kenya shillings 20,793,650 and note the fee as shown in the attached schedule. Committee observation that the management did not account for lease fee during the financial year in question because it was contravening section 131(2) of the Water Act. So they should have done that, but they never did because they took a refuge on that law. Committee recommendations that this matter is resolved. 318, inaccuracy in property and plant equipments. The statement of financial position reflect an amount of Kenya shillings 304,445,566 under property, plant, and equipment as disclosed in note 20 to the financial statement. However, although the asset register was maintained, it had not been updated, including the accounting code of the assets, identification number of the asset, location of the assets, insurance certificate number of the insurable assets, cost of each item of assets, depreciation rate, accumulated depreciation charge, charge for the year, and note book value, and the net book value of the assets. The net book value reported could not therefore be reconciled with the asset register. In addition, leasehold improvements were reported at a net book value of Kenya shillings 707,113 hundreds. However, no register was maintained, nor a listing provided to help ascertain the makeup of assets under this category. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the property, plant, and equipment balance of Kenya shillings 304,445,566 could not be confirmed. Management, we have provided an update fixed asset register for the year review, which contain a reasonable detail as per the treasury template with figures reconciling the net book value. The detail include the asset class, code, date of purchase, asset tag, number, department location, location, insurance policy number, cost, accumulated depreciation, and net book value. List of leasehold improvements are the capitalized cost of rehabilitation. List of leasehold improvements are the capitalized cost of rehabilitation and improvements on leasehold buildings handed over to the company at the inception of the company from the de facto municipal council of Kisumu. These improvements were done in Kajulu water treatment plant in the year 2013 when the company began operation. That is a list of some of the assets and committee observations. As at the time of committee deliberations, the management had not provided the up-to-date register with the reasonable details as per the treasury templates, with the figure reconciling with the next. As at the time of committee deliberations, the management had provided the up-to-date register with the reasonable details on as per the treasury template, with the figure reconciling with the net book value. You can remember, members, this most of these documents and all the requirements are not provided at the time of audit. They are only provided later on, and this is now a habit of Kiwasco. Committee observation. As at the time of committee deliberations, the management had provided the up-to-date register with reasonable details as per the treasury template, with the figures reconciling with the net book value. Committee recommendation that this issue, after provision of this, is resolved. Report on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources. Accounting for non-revenue water. Review of water production and consumption by the company revealed that the company produced 10,497,618 cubic meters of water, valued at 230,941,596, but only billed 7,196,567 cubic meters of water, resulting to a loss of 3,301,051 cubic meters, as at of water at a cost of 72,623,123, which represents 31% of the total production. The non-revenue water amount quantity is above the 25% loss allowed by water service regulatory body. In the circumstances, the management was in a breach of the law. Management response. In the Kiwasco Strategic Plan 2017-2020 to 2022, revised the bridging period 2022 and 2023, strategic priority number 2, operational efficiency, has included non-revenue water management. This was initially to reduce non-revenue water from 37% to 20%. Strides have been made and the system loss reduced to 31%. You remember it is 25%, now they have brought it to 31 from 37, which complies with the gazetted tariff conditions on service delivery for the year 2021-2022. See attached tariff on KWSC 07002, page 6797. The company has identified the following strategic initiative to manage non-revenue water, but are not limited to: active leak detectors, pressure management, enhanced speed and quality of water and repair, enhanced asset management, network asset management plan, improve customer meter accuracy, manage illegal consumption, DMA management, eliminate data handling and accounting error. Review non-revenue water reduction framework. Kiwasco has since revised the technical department to have non-revenue water department separately with much focus interest. forecast interest led by non-water manager and support staff seconded from different departments and a section of technical services department. The non-revenue water structure is being reviewed with exclusive TORs and staffing structures supported by Sureka East Africa HR expert. One, under the LVWATAS project, the company has a board consulting team, Sureka East Africa contract number, that currently undertaking implementation of plans for 42 months since August 15, 2022. Kiwasco has engaged in partner under Waterworks project to implement non-revenue water management initiative, which include DMA isolation and non-revenue water management, CBD, DMA, CIS, CBD services area, water management initiative, that is now the area they are working on, other company messes. Additionally, he was receiving technical assistance from the Waterworks, short-term expert support, different studies towards efficiency in management of water supply and non-revenue water management. This includes pumping efficiency, audit which is completed, hydraulic modeling, network zoning, ongoing now together with the Sureka East Africa. 3, Kiwasco overhauled a total of 11.25 kilometers, 11.25 kilometers of water lines in the year 2021-2022 in an effort to reduce physical losses. We additionally embarked on replacing brass meters with composite meters. It is now ongoing to curb theft of meters and replacement of volumetric meters with multi-jet meters to deal with high number of static meters within a specific service area. Leak detection and control has been enhanced through both equipments and procured for the same, especially leak correctors, clamp on UFP emitters, and capacity building. Other technologies adopted include water reserve level, sensor to manage overflow from trunk real time, Kiwasco leaks and bus repair illegal cases, intermittent supply, related cases handling overflow processes are now managed through ERP and CRM to ensure minimum possible turn around time. We have adopted data management tools, e.g. Kobo Collect, MIS tool, and other Excel-based monitoring tools to improve efficiency in non-revenue water management. All data management has on board GIS in the process, and we undertake GIS-based analysis for preventive measures and long-term mitigations measures from historical manifestation. Kiwasco has non-revenue water oversight committee and a weekly all-staff meeting. That is now a B meeting that are focused on non-revenue water management. Initiatives include action on gaps found in monthly reports, bi-weekly inspection carried out by line managers together with committee members to root out perpetual challenges in efficiency management and non-revenue water management. NB, losses on non-revenue water are calculated based on cost of production and not the sale of price of water. Committee observations that for the year under review, non-revenue water was above 25% loss allowable by the Water Service Regulatory Board. Committee recommendations that going forward, the management must put more effort in reducing the non-revenue water to the level of 25% loss allowed by the Water Service Regulatory Body. 2, that they should remain unresolved. Lack of quarterly report on item procured through framework agreement. Review of the document revealed that the company procured various items through framework agreements. However, the head of procurement function did not provide quarterly report with details such as analysis of pattern of usage, procurement cost in relation to prevailing market rates, and any other recommendations for audit verifications. Further, there was no acknowledgement from the head of internal audit confirming receipt of the quarterly report on item procured through framework contract. In the circumstances, the management was in the breach of law. Management response: we prepared and submitted to the accounting office a monthly report for the procurement function. This report details the requirement above. This was not requested from us by the auditor. We have, however, availed copies of the said report. It should be noted that the format we have adopted is even better. And instead of doing a report quarterly, we do the same report monthly. Copies of this monthly reports for the end of every quarter, September 2021, December 2021, March 2022, June 2022 are provided. In addition, our internal audit unit reviews procurement reports on periodic basis through post-audit as detailed in the attached audit plan. Committee observation: that as at the time of committee deliberation, management had provided the office of the Auditor General with all the documents they requested for. Committee recommendations: that the matter is resolved. Remember, members, we only deal with matters of audit when it comes to audit queries. We don't get out of the line. Failure to observe 1/3 rule on staff composition. Review of the company payroll revealed that out of 321 employees, 274 staff members were from the same ethnic community, or approximately 85% were from a dominant community in the region. This is contrary to Section 7(1) and 2 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act 2018, which says that all public officers shall seek to represent the diversity of the people of Kenya in employment of staff, and that no public institution shall have more than 1/3 of its staff establishments from the same ethnic community. In the circumstances, the management was in a breach of law. Management response: the company is making a progress in managing the ethnicity aspect of staff, which stood at 92% in 2019, 87% in 2020, 84% in 2021 for the dominant ethnic community, respectively, to the current current 85% in 2022. When recruitments are being conducted and over 90% of interviewers are from the local dominant community from different counties, then it goes without saying that there is a higher probability that the person recruited will be from a majority ethnic group. In addition, recruitments are done based on competence and skills and not ethnicity. However, the company is progressively working on the above issue for future compliance. Committee observation: that by moving from 92% in 2019 to current 85% in 2022, the management demonstrated effort towards adhering to Section 7(1) and 2 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act 2008. Committee recommendations: that this matter is resolved, that the management should continue putting more efforts towards adhering to the Section 7(1) and 2 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act of 2018. Gulf Water Company Limited and Nyanas Water Company Limited. As reported in the previous years, the Kisumu County and Sanitation Company Limited was mandated to manage Gulf Water Company Limited and Nyanas Water Company Limited. However, management has not provided signed financial statement of the two companies for audit review to confirm the operations of the two companies. This is in contravention of Section 164(4) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012. It has not been possible to confirm whether the operations of the two companies are within the law. In the circumstances, the management was in a breach of the law. Management response: the draft The draft financial statement for the two entities for the year ended 30th June 2022 was submitted to the county government of Kisumu for consideration, for consolidation, signing and subsequent submission to the Office of the Auditor General as provided for in the Public Finance Management Regulation 2015, with copies sent to the Office of the Auditor General, KWSC 012. It is worth noting that Kiwasco does not have the legal mandate to sign the books of accounting, as this is solely the responsibility of the owners. You can remember there are owners of some companies here which is not the county government, i.e. the county government of Kisumu. The PMF Act states as follows. 1. Section 162, County Treasury mandated to consolidate the annual financial statement of all county entities by 31st October and submit the report to the Auditor General with copies to the National Treasury, COB, and CRA. Section 164, county government entities are required to prepare financial statements with respect to the entity by 30th June, September each year and submit the same to the Auditor General with copies to the county treasury, COB, CRA. In case of a county corporation, the same should be forwarded to the CECM for finance by the CEC responsible for the entity. Committee observation that the management is yet to submit the statement of Gulf and Nyanas Water Company to the Office of the Auditor General. Committee recommendation that the county executive committee member of finance, economic planning and ICT submit the financial statement of Gulf and Nyanam Water Companies to the Office of the Auditor General and copies to the Assembly within a period of 90 days upon adoption of this report. That this matter remain unresolved. General observations. The following general observations were made. That during the financial year 2021-2022, despite making effort to ensure compliance with the law on ethnicity composition, the management was yet to meet the threshold set in Section 7(1) and 2 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act 2018, which stipulates that all public establishments shall seek to represent the diversity of the people of Kenya in the employment of staff, and that no public establishment shall have more than 1/3 of its staff from the same ethnic community. Remember, that is now the law of the land. 2, that in some occasions, the management failed to provide a supporting document during the time of audit as stipulated in Section 62B and C of public audit at the time of audit. But the same law is also allowing them to submit them before actually going to the committee of the Assembly or National Assembly. So the law is very funny here. 3, that the management is here to comply with the law on non-revenue water of 25% allowable laws by water service regulatory body. 4, that during the financial year 2020-2021, the management of Kiwasco had not maintained an up-to-date, accurate and available asset register as required by Public Finance Management Act 2012. General recommendations, Honorable Speaker, that going forward, the management of Kiwasco must continue making effort to drive the entity towards achieving compliance with the law on ethnic composition as stipulated in Section 7(1) and 2 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act 2018. 2, that going forward, the management must ensure that supporting documents are provided to the auditor during the time of audit and in line with Section 62B and C of the Public Audit Act 2015. 3, that going forward, the management must continue making effort to comply with 25% of allowable loss of non-revenue water as stipulated by Water Service Regulatory Body. 4, that going forward, the management must adhere to the Public Finance Management Act 2015, Section 129, Section 149(2), 0, which requires an accounting officer of the county government entity to maintain an asset register that is current, accurate, and available to the county treasury or the auditor general. In conclusion, Lady Speaker, I hereby request that this House adopt this report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of the Auditor General's report on the financial statement of the Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. May I call upon Honorable James Were to second. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable James Were, Hilendabi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to start by commending the committee for a job well done. And I also want to raise my hands high for the Kiwasco for having given all the answers to the queries that were raised by the audit. Madam Speaker, I just want to implore on our people to ensure that the committee recommendations are followed to the letter, to ensure that the prudent financial management system are adhered to, and to ensure that also they put their supporting documents as recommended by the committee, so that it can give our auditors easy time next time. And Madam Speaker, going by the recommendation 3, that the management to continue making an effort, they were positive that they've put measures in place to ensure that 25% of the loss that has been experienced in the past is minimized. And Madam Speaker, I therefore want to second the report. Thank you.
By Public Accounts and Investment Committee. Has been presented and seconded as per standing orders. I want to propose a question, and I propose that the report by Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the financial statement of Kisumu County Water and Sanitation Company Limited, that is Kiwasco, for the year ended 30th June, is now open for debate. Yes, Honorable Akwash.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the report by PICPA Committee. And first, I want to start by appreciating the members of the committee, the Secretariat, for the good work which was done on time or in time. Secondly, I wish to appreciate the Kiwasco management. They have really tried to comply with the PFM Act, and that's why several issues are resolved. But despite that, Honorable Speaker, I wish to continue encouraging the Kiwasco management that they should be providing the documents by the time of audit. The documents should be there, so that they don't wait until the auditors raise queries. That is when they come up with the document during committee, at committee stage. Third, Honorable Speaker, I also want to observe that Kiwasco management have really tried on the law on ethnic composition, because at some point it was at 92%, but now they have reduced it to less than 85%. And I can see they are moving towards the positive direction, and I know very soon they will comply fully. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, I want to talk about the non-revenue water. Non-revenue water, as at now, it is at 31%, which is more than the allowable 25%. And I know maybe this is what is causing the problems on the high rates on tariff. Because when the water has been lost and the operations also have to continue, then I think the result is high tariffs. So at the community stage, the management were very positive, just as has been reported by Honorable Wero, who is also a good member of the committee. And even if there is need to overhaul the system, the pipeline, so that the dilapidated pipes can be replaced by new ones to limit the loss of water within the line, then I think that one is really going to help in reducing the percentage of non-revenue water, and that may go a long way with lowering the tariffs. Otherwise, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I support.
Yes, Honorable Beni Waiko Pete, Kabono Kanyagwa.
Tenema.
Madam Speaker, I would also like to look at the report to give my little contribution as per the report. Madam Speaker, when I look at page 9, non-recognition of tax liability from the operations, 3.12, Madam Speaker, they are talking of the year ended 30th June 2020 when the income tax was declared. Madam Speaker, and this financial report is for the year 2022, 30th June 2022. And they are referring us to the 30th June 2020 on income tax. And before 30th June 2022, there's the 30th June 2021. So I'm wondering what kind of record the Auditor General is telling us here. Because if tax income was declared on 30th June 2020 and 2022 it was not declared, why refer us back to the last to 2 years down the line? And when we look at this report, Kiwasco is a big company spending huge sums of money. We are not seeing that it is a going concern making little profit that can sustain it. When there is no profit so far made by the company, Madam Speaker, when the company has a serious breakdown, how is the company going to survive? Will the county government be expected to source for funds to save the company? Madam Speaker, that is a matter that needs to be looked into and addressed. When we go to page 12, unsupported county government contribution, when the county government made some contribution to Kiwasco, this cannot clearly be captured on the record. What does it mean? Madam Speaker, we must know why a contribution from county government to Kiwasco cannot be captured properly in their record. The same way, Madam Speaker, the issue of Nyanas and Gulf water companies have come up. And Kiwasco is running from their responsibility, yet they were mandated to manage the two companies. They are saying they had prepared the documents submitted to the county government. And it is now upon the county government to submit that to the Office of the Auditor General and the county assembly. And I'm seeing the committee advising that that report be submitted to the Office of the Auditor General and the county assembly. Let it be known a raw material of that nature will be of no use to this assembly. And it is not upon the committee to give a grace period when the lacking documents are supposed to be submitted to the assembly. What is the assembly going to do with the documents that were not submitted to the Office of the Auditor General? That is a matter when there is laxity between the county government and Kiwasco, and because the matter of Nyanas and Gulf have come up for a long time, let this matter be referred to the Office of Ethics and Anti-Corruption so that proper investigation is done. This assembly can only make recommendation as per the report presented. We cannot go out to do investigation. Another issue, Madam Speaker, the money owed to Lake Victoria Waterworks Development Agency. The record of Kiwasco is talking of about 17 million. The record of Lake Victoria South Waterworks is talking of about 11 million. And the committee is recommending that 11 million should be paid. The Office of the Auditor General should have taken the two institutions to task to commit which record is correct as per their record. And in this case, Madam Speaker, if it is left that 11 million is what is to be paid, is Lake Victoria Waterworks in agreement with that? That is also left for school of thought. Madam Speaker, when it comes to matters of employment in Kiwasco, there is an outcry of a community that dominates the institution. When the committee talks of a dominant community, which community is dominant here? We know by the national government, it is 70% for the locals and 30% for the outsiders. But we know a practice has become that the people in power become the dominant community. The people in power become the dominant community. The committee, which I know, this should be referred to another committee that deals with labor matters to find out what is meant by this dominant community. Because we know the committee on power is likely the one being referred as the dominant community. So, Madam Speaker, the report is given a green bill of health, but on the financial side, we are not being told that Kiwasco is doing good financially. The picture created is that Kiwasco is not doing good financially. And this is dangerous for the Kisumu County. Being an institution of Kisumu County, charged with providing water, which is an essential commodity for our people, and considering the petition that has been tabled in this house needs to open its eyes to the matters of Kiwasco, Madam Speaker. Let us not just take the records for the sake of it. I so submit.
Yes, Honorable Millie Bajumba, Central Senate.
Now, we also have 85%, which is quite impressive as compared to other counties. I may draw to members' attention that when we were in Nairobi, Kirinyaga had 99% of employees from their water body they have over there. So at least we are doing something. We have to appreciate them, and that is why we are encouraging that they continue balancing so that we comply with the law of the land. Now, we have come to realize that recurrent issues concerning tax, which actually was to be reclaimed back from the taxman by Kiwasco. It is from 2020, it is going that way. So it is a recurrent issue. This issue has not been solved by Kiwasco because the taxman is not ready to refund. And we realize refunding money from the taxman is not easy. So it was also agreed that the Auditor General will escalate it with the taxman so that they sort out, even if it is a matter of giving some leniency to Kiwasco not to pay some tax to recover that amount of money. That was also there. We also have some issues of nyanas and all those which we sorted out. We realized in the true sense, as Honorable Oiko has put it, the Kiwasco was running away from it was their liability. It was their responsibility to report financial strength of nyanas and some others, because they were acting like big brothers to these young people. So it was their responsibility. They were running back to the ministry or to the department, which was not actually coming out very clearly. So that is why we directed that we should also see the copy of the audited financial statements from nyanas, which is sent to the auditors, because next year we'll be having them. We have really tried as a committee, because like just as I said, Kirinyaga was doing 2018-2019, but we are doing 2021-2022 now. it means we are doing some kind of job. But really we agree that there are some loopholes we have to rectify. And I have to now a situation where the people are now here to be counted. Those who are ready to stand and debate on matters which is very important, that is the oversight role we are given, especially on financial matters. I also appreciate some other members too for being with us here and seeing that at least we are doing our job as lawmakers of Kisumu County Assembly. Otherwise, thank you so much. We will take caution on some other recommendations you have given to us, because whatever we are doing is under collective responsibility. And we are just a committee, but the House is more important than one committee. Thank you, Lady Speaker.
Honorable members, now that the report by Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the financial statements of the Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited, that is Kiwasco, for the year ended 30th June 2022 has been presented, seconded, and debated. As our standing orders, I want to put a question. And I put that as many as the opinion that the report by Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the financial statement of Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022 as presented and deliberated upon be adopted, say aye. As many as the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. And the report by the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the financial statement of Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited, that is Kiwasco, for the year ended 30th June 2022, has been adopted today, Tuesday, 17th September 2023 at 16:46 hours. And I want to direct that the recommendations of this report and of the House debate be forwarded to the relevant officers for purposes of implementation. I also direct that the implementation committee follow up on the implementation of the same. Next order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and honorable members. There is no any other business for transaction.
Honorable members, there being no any other business for transaction, the House stand adjourned till Tuesday, 17th October 2023 at 2:30 p.m.